If your life suddenly feels unfamiliar, if your heart feels heavy for no reason, if people are slowly disappearing from your life while your soul feels strangely awake, then listen carefully. This is not the collapse of your life. This is your final shift. The universe is not abandoning you. It is transforming you. Every sleepless night, every painful goodbye, every moment you felt emotionally exhausted was preparing you for a version of yourself that could no longer be born inside your old reality. Something massive is changing within you. Your old self is dying, and your new destiny is finally awakening. There comes a moment in life when everything begins to feel different. The places that once comforted you suddenly feel empty. Conversations that once made you feel connected now feel forced. Even the people you once loved deeply begin to feel distant from your spirit. At first, it feels painful, confusing, lonely. You wonder why everything around you is changing so suddenly. But what if the universe is not destroying your life? What if it is clearing space for the life your soul has been praying for in silence? Some transformations happen quietly. No one sees the internal battle you fight every day. No one sees the emotional storms moving through your mind at night. From the outside, you may still look normal. You still smile sometimes. You still answer messages. You still wake up and continue living. But deep inside, something ancient is breaking apart. The version of you that tolerated pain, betrayal, emotional neglect, and self-abandonment can no longer survive. Your soul is demanding evolution. And the universe always responds when the soul is ready to awaken. This is why your emotions have become so intense lately. This is why you feel emotionally exhausted even after doing nothing. Your energy is shifting. Your spirit is releasing years of suppressed pain. The universe breaks illusions before revealing truth. Sometimes people leave your life not because you are unworthy, but because your energy no longer aligns with theirs. Some people were only meant to walk with the old version of you. They cannot follow you into your new destiny. And that realization hurts, because healing is not always peaceful. Spiritual awakening is not always beautiful in the beginning. Sometimes it feels like grief. Sometimes it feels like isolation. Sometimes it feels like losing everything familiar at once. The universe removes what no longer aligns with your soul, even when your human heart desperately wants to hold on. That is why this season of your life feels so emotionally heavy. You are not simply changing your habits, your entire identity is transforming. You may have noticed that your mind feels different lately. You no longer enjoy shallow conversations. Loud environments drain you. Fake energy becomes impossible to tolerate. Your intuition has become stronger. You notice signs everywhere. Repeating numbers, strange dreams, random emotional waves, deep moments of clarity arriving out of nowhere. This is not coincidence. Your soul is becoming more aware of the unseen reality around you. The universe is trying to guide you toward your next chapter. But before rebirth comes destruction. Before the universe gives you clarity, it often allows confusion to shake your old reality apart. Because your old self cannot enter your new destiny. The person you were 5 years ago could not survive the spiritual path you are walking now. That version of you was too afraid to let go, too afraid to be alone, too afraid to trust the unknown. But pain changes people. Loss awakens people. Silence transforms people. And maybe that is why you had to experience so much emotional heartbreak. Maybe the betrayals were not sent to destroy you. Maybe they were sent to awaken your worth. Maybe the loneliness was not punishment. Maybe it was preparation. Because sometimes the universe isolates people before elevating them. When your soul is entering a higher level of consciousness, distractions begin disappearing. Relationships built on false connection begin collapsing. Situations that once felt stable suddenly fall apart. Not because your life is cursed, but because your spirit is being redirected. This is your final shift. The moment where your soul finally stops begging for what drains it. The moment where you stop chasing validation from people who never truly saw your heart. The moment where you begin understanding that your pain carried hidden wisdom all along. Every painful ending was preparing your rebirth. And the truth is, your soul has outgrown its old environment. You can feel it. That strange discomfort inside you is not random. You are no longer meant to stay where your spirit feels trapped. The universe is pushing you toward emotional freedom, toward authenticity, toward inner peace. But transformation feels uncomfortable because your spirit is learning how to release the identity it created to survive. For so long, you carried emotional wounds silently. You pretended to be okay while your heart slowly broke behind closed doors. You gave your energy to people who only loved temporary versions of you. You ignored your intuition just to avoid losing people. You stayed in situations that drained your soul because you feared starting over. But the universe saw your suffering even when nobody else did. And now, the awakening has begun. That is why your tolerance for emotional pain is disappearing. That is why your spirit feels restless. That is why your old life no longer fits the person you are becoming. Your soul is shifting into a higher version of itself, a stronger version, a wiser version, a more spiritually aligned version. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming conscious. You are finally learning that protecting your energy is not selfish. Walking away from emotional chaos is not weakness. Choosing peace over attachment is not failure. The universe is teaching you that real transformation often requires separation. Separation from toxic cycles. Separation from emotional dependency. Separation from the false identity you created just to survive painful experiences. And yes, it hurts. Because endings always hurt before they make sense. But one day, you will look back and realize that the people who left were creating space for the people who truly belong in your future. The doors that closed were protecting you from paths that would have destroyed your spirit. The delays were aligning you with divine timing. The isolation was helping you reconnect with yourself. This is not punishment. This is preparation. The universe has been slowly rebuilding you from the inside out, even during the nights you cried alone, even during the moments you wanted to give up completely, even during the days you felt emotionally numb and spiritually lost. Something sacred was happening beneath the surface of your pain. You were evolving, and evolution requires surrender. Not the kind of surrender that gives up on life, but the kind that stops fighting the transformation. The kind that trusts that even painful seasons carry purpose. The kind that believes the universe is leading you somewhere your current mind cannot fully understand yet. Because your destiny was never meant to be small. There is a reason you feel disconnected from your old self. There is a reason your spirit keeps searching for deeper meaning. Your soul remembers something your mind is still trying to understand. You were not created just to survive emotionally empty cycles. You were meant to awaken, to heal, to transform, to become someone whose presence carries light after surviving darkness. And maybe for the first time in your life, you are finally becoming that person. The strong part is, nobody sees this transformation clearly yet. People may misunderstand you during this phase. Some will think you changed too much. Others will feel uncomfortable around your new energy. But that happens when someone begins healing deeply. Your spirit no longer vibrates at the frequency of your old wounds, and not everyone can grow with you. This is not punishment. This is preparation. The universe has been slowly rebuilding you from the inside out, even during the nights you cried alone, even during the moments you wanted to give up completely, even during the days you felt emotionally numb and spiritually lost. Something sacred was happening beneath the surface of your pain. You were evolving. And evolution requires surrender, not the kind of surrender that gives up on life, but the kind that stops fighting the transformation, the kind that trusts that even painful seasons carry purpose, the kind that believes the universe is leading you somewhere your current mind cannot fully understand yet. Because your destiny was never meant to be small. There is a reason you feel disconnected from your old self. There is a reason your spirit keeps searching for deeper meaning. Your soul remembers something your mind is still trying to understand. You were not created just to survive emotionally empty cycles. You were meant to awaken, to heal, to transform, to become someone whose presence carries light after surviving darkness. And maybe for the first time in your life, you are finally becoming that person. The strong part is, Nobody sees this transformation clearly yet. People may misunderstand you during this phase. Some will think you changed too much. Others will feel uncomfortable around your new energy. But that happens when someone begins healing deeply. Your spirit no longer vibrates at the frequency of your old wounds. And not everyone can grow with you. That is why this journey feels lonely sometimes. But loneliness is often where the deepest rebirth begins. Because when distractions disappear, you finally hear your soul clearly. You finally recognize what truly matters. You finally stop abandoning yourself just to keep temporary people comfortable. The universe strips away the noise so you can rediscover your truth, and your truth is powerful. You survived things that should have destroyed you emotionally. You carried pain nobody understood. You kept moving forward while silently breaking inside. And still, your soul refused to die. That strength inside you is sacred. That quiet resilience is proof that the universe has been protecting you even in your darkest moments. So if your life feels uncertain right now, if your heart feels emotionally stretched between endings and beginnings, trust this process. Trust the uncomfortable transformation happening within you. Trust the signs. Trust the silence. Trust the endings. Because your old reality is collapsing for a reason. The universe is preparing you for a completely new life. A life where you no longer betray your own spirit just to feel accepted. A life where peace matters more than performance. A life where your energy aligns with your purpose. A life where love feels genuine instead of draining. A life where you wake up feeling emotionally free instead of spiritually exhausted. This is your final shift. Not the end of your story, the beginning of your real one. And one day, everything that confused you will finally make sense. The pain, the distance, the loneliness, the emotional exhaustion. You will realize that every difficult chapter was shaping the person you were destined to become. The universe was never trying to break you. It was trying to rebuild you into someone powerful enough to carry the life waiting ahead of you. So breathe deeply tonight. You are not lost. You are transforming. And your new life is already beginning.